How about no? Girl! Look a little out of breath there, laddie. Are you gonna cry? I think it's time to fire the laser. Fully powered laser. Got him! How is this possible? How? Better stop believing. We're kicking you out. Oh, okay. Oh shit. Oh shit, girl, fuck him up. Anyway, there's a wild Chansey in chat, guys. He's really gone. We're free. Oh, it's been so long. Zale? I can feel it too. We have to go right now and face the World Eater. Will you return? We can feel everything now. There's just so much for us to do. So many worlds. No idea. This is goodbye then? I guess so, Bist. Oh, stop being so dramatic. Just promise you'll visit from time to time, okay? Of course. That's more like it. We'll see you soon, girl. First I know, you do your Solon and Luana stuff, whenever you have to, but you'll always be Zale and Valair to me. Wouldn't want it any other way. Seriously, we did something good here. Good job, everyone. Well, go on then, and don't you ever miss my birthday. You can count on it. Promise? Promise. Well, we should... Wait! Before you go, could I just... Right. It's been great knowing you. I'll make sure future generations know your story and remember you always. It's been great knowing you as well, Teeks. Please stay safe. It's not about us anymore. You take good care of yourselves and your people, okay? We'll do our best. In your memory. It's time to go, Valair. And so our watch begins. Here's hoping it won't be too boring. That'd be a first. Hey, don't wait too long before your first visit. You bet. This is the easy mode compared to what we've been dealing with. Yeah, Galaga! Rude. Save the super beam for the last one. Laser gun. GG. All right. Once again, we have beaten the game. There is still, funnily, one more thing that needs to be done before we're actually finished with the game. But we're gonna go and try and speed through all of this because there is a lot to these. It's like a hour-long credits if you let it go, normally. So, in my opinion, the game's been good, believe me, but they gave the idea that the consequences of your actions for dealing with the Fleshmancer and forcing Rashawn to be active in this would give you a direct thing to deal with. In terms of Garl passing on. But then they gave you an opportunity to bring him back. And if anything, it feels like the Fleshmancer didn't really do anything to really give it like, oh man, there was some consequence, like, you overstepped your bounds again there, Rashawn. We're gonna go and give some other negative here. Like having the fact that maybe after we beat the Sky phase, we had to go and deal with Erlina again. Because that's the regular final boss, the penultimate boss. And then go back to fighting him again until just making it so it's a little bit more difficult. Granted, that was a very long fight, and there was some difficulty to it. Like, all the lasers put me down to 1 HP if I didn't block it perfectly, for the most part. But, yeah. Overall, my thoughts on the combat in the game are still relatively the same. Adding a 6th character definitely helps add to the variety, for sure. But I do feel like each character, if they get just one more skill each, that would add so much extra strategy building you can do. Because there seems like there's times where you can't break a lock on any of these bosses if you don't have like combo points set up ahead of time. And it's like, okay, that's great and all, that combo points are part of the gameplay loop, but sometimes they just keep throwing them back to back to back to back. I'd like it to be that you're managing your resources a little bit more. Because the whole reason why I didn't really need to use my food items too much is because of the fact that my health was either getting one-shot due to these mechanics, so I didn't really need to use a healing item, or I just didn't have enough uses for my mana other than just healing. So that was really all I really needed to be concerned with, aside from, like, Disorient. Literally, if they had Disorient or something similar to that on any of the other characters, it'd be very helpful, because then you could actually delay the actions a little bit more. Problem is that would go ahead and mess with the rotation of the thing, where you could perma stun lock a boss if you needed to, or not perma, but as long as you had the mana for it. But yeah, I mean, there's little niches and things they can do. I am excited to see what they do with the DLC when it comes out later next year. Because if they add in, like, whether it be more characters or more skills and combos and stuff, perfect. That'll answer all my concerns for combat. Music design and sound design, all good. Had that nice crisp effect to every single one of the hits. Felt like they had some nice weight to them, so the sound effects were doing good. Music choice, again, I've already mentioned this before. It's very, very similar, in my opinion, to, like, Mega Man X 1 and 2, or the whole X series as a whole. Okay. I was like, wait, who's that? It's Kurlo. Kurlo! Right. Alright, so now we got like 15 bajillion names to go through, so while we're going through that, I hope you all enjoyed the game, because I had a good time with it. We got one last thing we do need to do before the end here. Completely. And technically there is New Game Plus, there's like added challenge modes and stuff. We could all implement that too, if we wanted to, but I think that'd be better to play that with a friend if I'm planning on doing that in the future. And that will be with me and Drew when the DLC event inevitably comes out. But I hope you guys had a good time with it. I got to go and be a little bit of... practice some voice acting. I know some of it wasn't all that different from each other, but it's just my range isn't that super great because I have a very monotone, deep voice. And I can go a little high-pitched based on the fact that I can be a tenor in singing, but it's a little harder to control the normal vocal bits in that to make it consistent, or it could crack or something. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, imagine if I played this out in normal speed. This is normal speed. We'd be here for at least an hour. Albeit we're still here for about another 20 minutes or so. Oh hey, Brugaves. That was an extra scene. So now we know what happened to Group Brugaves. And Arlena as well. And so, we gather each year as they fly by our world on their never-ending watch, and together we remember their story. Ice Age? Yes? Is it true they always fly in on the warrior cook's birthday? Oh, absolutely. Quite fitting, don't you think? Now run along, everyone. I must check in on the crypt's renovations. Thank you for the story, High Sage. How's the progress? Pretty good. I've been thinking about Yormara's notes. You know, about the flood. No worries, I'll make the big window extra thick. Well, do you like the central piece? Carl! Yes, it's perfect. Hey, you'll be late if you don't leave soon. Oops. Yeah, I guess I should head out. Hey, old friend. Happy birthday, Master. For the millionth time, please stop calling me that. Are you ready to go, then? Oh yeah, I can't be late for that. Get your quick balls ready, guys. Just right. Right on time. Oh, come on, don't be shy now. We got a wild Galvantula in the chat. Karen, Galvantula in the chat. Galvantula in the chat. Oh my god. Fastball. Whatever you got. Do it. Got the flimsy hammer and the solstice doctorate. All right. It has been saved. Now we're back at the entrance. Yep. Let me look up what this solstice doctorate is. I know the flimsy hammer and where that's going, but I want to see the other item. Zappy Spider! Earned by reaching the good ending. Come on, let's see a good one for Karen here. She adores you, Zappy Spider. Karen got the spider! It's not shiny, but still, she got the spider! Congratulations, guys! Whee! It's a spider! Look at him jump around! Whee! Alright, on to the Ancient Crypt and why I did all those mini games and side quests and everything to platinum this game. I know that one of these is... Oh wait, no, sorry. Hold on. Let me head back, because I'm pretty sure it's at the top, right around here. I know one of these. Do I have to type it in? Give me a second. It's one of the ruined ones. That's what I was looking for. Now I've got 3 other flimsy hammers, so I can knock on this. blast hammer. Excuse me. Have we met before? Well, if we have, and you're about to complain about some time paradox, maybe consider that it was you who just broke the fourth wall. You're probably not getting a raise either, but the cabinet's all yours if you want to knock yourself out. I hope we could show you something new on this journey back to our childhoods. Office hours, ever since those solstice kits came around, no one can really tell the time of day. Yo, I'm Reese, and I play acoustic instruments. I don't really know how I got here, but hot dog, am I glad to be a part of this rad game. Also, feel free to mail me a hot dog. I'm Jake. I helped Eric with the music and sound effects. This is the first game I ever worked on, and I couldn't have asked to be a part of a better team. I'm JP. An integrator. I used to find bugs, but now I fix them. And also cause them. I don't know, I'm not a mechanic. Huh, oh, I'm Greg. The squirrels will tell you different, but I am an animator. Don't listen to their squeaky whispers, they tell lies. I hope I made things move in a way that moved you. Now that would be a great buzzword for a graphics feature. That's an HLS cell. It was not an easy task making all this, but I'm incredibly proud of everyone in here. I hope you enjoyed it. Basically the dev room. Am I speaking to the player or Zale? In any case, hope you've had fun discovering the world. I'm so blessed as a community manager. The Sea of Stars community is simply the best, don't you think? I hope you enjoyed the game as much as I think I would have if I didn't get it spoiled by working on it. Fair. I'm Oliver from Berserk. I coded mostly under the hood stuff, but I also managed to publish the publishing of the game. If you're playing, it means we did it. Yay, hope you enjoy it. I'm the one finding the bugs now that JP is causing them. Around the age of 6, I fell in love with RPGs after playing FF1 and decided this is what I want to do when I grow up. 30 years later, and with the best team ever, my childhood dream has come true. There's a doggy! Buddy stares softly, relieving a tightness in your chest you didn't even know was there. Now, where did I put that thing again? I sincerely hope that we were able to communicate the love we have for games through the Sea of Stars experience. Text box should be nudged half a pixel to the left. Yeah, I noticed that small detail, actually. It's a really fun journey being a part of this production. I think we ended up with a pretty cool game. Do you agree? Yeah, I'd say pretty good. You want to pretend the characters are having dance-offs instead of fighting, I give you my official animator permission. I'm so proud I got to be a part of this amazing team. Look at this, all the devs, man. I'll miss this production, but getting some sleep will be nice. Did you have fun playing? The team worked really hard on making it as good as possible. Merci, Thierry. Whoa, have you seen all those animations? So proud of what we have accomplished. Out of all the characters I helped to create, Conan is my favorite. His mom gets most of the credit, though. I enjoyed composing for Sea of Stars. I hope you enjoyed the nostalgic music. Hey, I animated a few characters, and then I started blowing them up instead. Sorry about all the explosions you took on the face. Eric's the name, music and audio design is the game. For the game, it's my own game within the game. This game, in fact, oh no, help, I'm trapped inside the game. Yeah, it is. Hey, I'm Miko. I created the visuals for the environments in our game. Did you enjoy discovering all the vistas? I did. Very cool, very cool. Wonder if there's any sort of interaction with the shopkeeper. now I think I can say I've played... Oh, now they mention it. Well, look at you. You've made it to the end. What? You did it all. It's over. You just met the actual team. What more do you want? The show's over. I'm going to bed and so should you. I appreciate that. Alright, you want to hear a rant? Yeah! Are you sure? There's no cutting me off. Okay. Fine. So you beat the game. Did you like it? Did the show steal itself? Did it do everything you wanted? And more importantly, did it respect your time? Would you say the team created some content here, or are you reserving that term for those who will play it in front of a virtual crowd? Hey, I resent them. Okay, let's start slow. Congratulations, you defeated all the bosses. You resurrected your best friend, you found all the rainbow conches, you fished all the fish, you wheeled all the wheels, you quizzed all the quizzes. Last time I tried being boring, I ended up making friends. Who thought we needed more products using Alpha and Omega in their marketing? Not about to risk that happening again, so let's move on to talking in absolute, shall we? To make a good video game, you need to have grass in the first area, lava close to the fake ending, and a secret boss that's harder than the final boss. Look, I do make the rules. You can either disagree or take some notes. For what it's worth, I hope you disagree though, if only for the irony of you standing here right now after having turned every stone. If you find me annoying already, just consider that it's not like healthy sleep schedule come easy for me. Also, I don't brush my teeth at work after lunch. I consider myself quite bearable, in fact. Anyway, thanks for the warm-up. I'll be here if you feel like getting real. Still here, I've got more if you want, but it goes a bit deeper. Okay. Are you absolutely sure there's no cutting me off and I tend to ramble? Yep. Okay, you asked. You know the kind of people who use a niche word they just learn as if everyone knew what it was, but it's really only so someone will ask them to explain it? That used to get me, like there was some injustice in people earning points through manipulation and lying by omission. But let me tell you one perk about getting older. You start seeing the later chapters of some stories, and they have a lot to teach. Then one day, the realization just hit me. A lot of people are part of a race where no one even knows what they're trying to win. And I don't know what the supposed prize is either. I just know that I don't want it. It's kind of freeing to realize that there can't be anything of substance in a game that doesn't value integrity. Now all I feel towards that is slight disappointment. When I think of the friendships that could have been, nothing too disappointing, just kind of like noticing that the bread contains raisins. So that's what I do now. I avoid raisin bread without engaging. And something I wish I'd started doing decades ago. Are you still with me? I'll save the rest of the real talk for the final part in case this is your stop. There won't be any judgment from this side in any case. Let's tone it down by talking about music. You ever go to a metal show where the musicians paint their face? I used to think they were just exaggerating their characters to play the crowd. While I'm sure there's plenty for whom that's the reason, it also dawned on me that some people probably just need a persona. Something that they can become in order to remove whatever insecurities that would prevent them from engaging in pure expression. Something that provides just enough of a sense of being hidden to tap into a healthy form of an anonymity. The empowering kind. Sort of like how wearing sunglasses can remove the extra layer of social anxiety that comes from eye contact. To be honest, I've lost count of how many times sunglasses allowed me to say no in public. Anyway, so about those metal shows. It's not lost on me that I might just be imagining all this. That maybe they all just like the aesthetics and that's all there is to it. They still played an important role in letting me believe in the benefits of personas and in picturing a viable path to expressing myself. If that sounds confusing, the point is that any interpretation of an artist's work is valid, though it may not represent the artist's intention. If that still sounds confusing, you can replace painting your face with building a virtual world for all your made-up characters to live in. And if that still sounds confusing, the point is that I like this cloak. I have to go soon, but we can do one more round if you want. You want me to get real? Yes. Are you absolutely sure? I can't guarantee it won't ruin the game for you. Okay, with this whole time traveling business, my memory tends to play tricks on me. I don't remember whether or not we've met before, but if we have, you might be wondering how the boy from the well is doing. The short answer is that he's doing better, but I suppose we're here for the long answer, so let's do a short recap. The story so far is there once was a little boy stuck in a well. It wasn't really clear why he was in there. People assumed he fell while playing or that someone had pushed him. And Triffy had jumped in there himself. He spent years in the well, wasting away anxiously, feeling utterly inadequate. He had a deep desire to share his ideas with the world, but shame having played such a big part in his upbringing, his will lay broken. That's why the well suited him so perfectly. A place to hide, where he could be alone with his stories, with no one to mock or judge him. It was a safe life, unfortunately devoid of purpose, but at least shielded from rejection. Get your quick balls ready, guys. Over the years, he made friends who helped him climb out and helped him build his stories to share them with the world. His friends were very talented indeed, and together they earned the means to keep collaborating in their own shared space. And that, in short, is where this story ended 5 years ago. A lot has happened since then, and this journey wouldn't feel whole without some closure. So here we go. Poke on, mask off. Alright, we got a Wild Cubchew in the chat. C-tier ice monotype. It dawned on him somewhere during year 2 out of 5 of production that for all of the sorrow inside him, there was still hate. Not the externalized kind, but the kind that is directed towards the self, a crippling sense of unworthiness. That festered into a false promise that with enough effort, something would rise from the ashes at long last. A belief that the entire world just might be enough for 2 people to finally see that all along, they'd had something worth welcoming, worth accepting. But how would that even play out exactly? Learning about the notion of healing fantasies, it completely floored him. The situation ticked all the boxes. Life simply didn't work that way. There could be no click moment for abusers, and certainly no travel back in time to set things right. All that was left was the future. And while some wounds may heal over time, there were a lot of doors, happy doors, that would remain shut forever. For months it all turned to fear. Fear of being nothing but a response. Fear of living in delusion that he was sticking it to those who had broken him, while in reality he was still dancing for them. Going out of his way to work around the clock, constantly keeping the plates spinning as if there was a point or an end to it all. He had burned those bridges a long time ago, so why do their bidding still? I am sorry to Karen, who was going for the catch. And what was he thinking anyway? Exposing the imaginary world he had used in order to survive for everyone to judge and criticize? So he crashed, but not so much in a physical way. It's like emotionally falling asleep, slowly but surely until he felt next to nothing. The work continued, for it was the only thing that kept him going. With every passing day, he would routinely close the blinds on the rising sun to prevent the glare from creeping up on his screen. Going through the motions, the work progressed, and progressed well, but he was losing his grip on reality. During year 4, the guardian he never knew he had reappeared, and she saved him one last time. His grandmother was dying, but in her final days found exactly the words that would give him purpose and sustenance. It washed over him in an instant. She had been there in the background all his life, a loving and caring presence, the much-needed light in all the darkness. The fact in him, in the limited time they had spent together during his childhood, was carrying him to this day. Merci, Irene, je t'aime. He finally understood that to touch everything with gloves was to touch nothing but gloves. So he took them off and let the memories flow, riding his bicycle through a puddle of water to mark the road with the wet tire, going through the box of popsicles at his friend's place and trying to see through the wrapper to avoid the orange ones. Feeling so thirsty that he liked to imagine that the first step only served to give him the energy he needed to chug the glass. And of course, video games. He finally understood what they had been to him, a sanctuary. The place where he could be free to experiment, learn, ask, to fail, to persevere, to give up, to overcome, to laugh, to accomplish, to dream. He wasn't just a response, he was someone who understood how to build a sanctuary and who knew what it was like to need one. There had to be others, people he would never meet, who needed a place like he had known, so he had to make it the best he could. And in a flash he saw it anew, something that was right there in plain sight all along, the unbelievable talent that had gathered to bring this vision to life. The sudden realization made him uncomfortable at first, thinking about how vulnerable he had allowed himself to be in front of his teammates over the years, but for all his second thoughts, there was one thing he couldn't deny. They were still there. Each and every one of them listening mindfully every day, plying their craft to help build something they could all be proud of. And at long last, he knew that everything he needed, he already possessed. His friends were there with him. They always had been. This whole journey was one of genuine expression of their personalities and of their unbelievable chemistry. All thoughts of destruction now gone, he set out to complete the project with the intention to create without any hope of recognition. The abusers wouldn't win, not anymore. He was pursuing this because he sincerely wanted to, and he had backup. Now, with a stronger sense of self, he also took note never to fly so close to the sun again. I wish I could tell you that he achieved balance and now lives a life with more than a single thing occupying all of his time, but on that, only time will tell. Thank you for helping me indulge in some closure. It was much needed. I'll be going now. Papate! Yeah, that hurt to go and say all that. just a little bit. Not going to lie, friends. We did it. Base, new game plus on which save file. This is the only one. But yeah, that's something maybe I can do another time. But that will do it for Sea of Stars, guys. There's obviously all the hard mode difficulties we could do. There's all the relics, all the new game plus stuff that I'm not even sure will add extra content. But for sure, a great game. If you guys haven't already, do yourselves a favor and check out Sea of Stars. If it's something you enjoy in terms of RPGs, retro RPGs, it is very respectable of your time. I took my time doing everything in the game. I did all the side quests, all the conch collections, every single thing I could have done was done on this save file. So, on top of that, there was probably about an hour and a half of like individual like talking or pauses or any of that. So total game time in this game was 35 hours. Most RPGs break 70 to 80 without any issues. Yeah, the credits, I don't know if that counts into this time. But point being is it does respect your time. It is an enjoyable experience. There's always something that could be better, but that's every game. You can't make everything perfect. It is a well thought out game, well done game, had nice little niche things, even had that dev room thing. They didn't need to do that dev room thing. And it's like, oh sure, you didn't get anything extra out of it, like for purposes for combat or anything, but you don't need to. That end game bit was just literally, hey, you've beaten the game, you've completed everything. All the bosses are gone. Everything's been done. Enjoy what you've accomplished. And hey, meet the devs. And crazy you should think like, this was made by probably, I didn't count everyone there, but I want to assume it was like a 20 to 25 person team. That's insane. And this was done over Kickstarter, I do believe. And they did take a lot of time to make sure people were respected for supporting that Kickstarter. Every one of those statues you saw in the crypt there's like thousands of them. Those are all Patreon backers, or not Patreon backers, those are all Kickstarter backers that they had accumulated throughout the entirety of their run. So they made sure to let everyone know, hey, we appreciate what you do. And that's great. It was a good game. Very solid. I'm happy that Drew went ahead and recommended it to me. There is some things that he went ahead and noticed that were being done with this small-scale DLC that we got at the beginning of last month that he didn't want spoiled for himself. So I completely understand why he's not here for it. But definitely should go check out Sea of Stars, guys. Fun game. Really had a good time with it. Definitely also go ahead and check out Drew the Damager, who is another person that is doing RPGs, and I think In fact, he is streaming Final Fantasy VI, if I'm not mistaken, right now, if he hasn't already gone offline. I think I will close cast out early, and we'll go and raid out to him, because it is a bit too late. Like, yeah, it's already almost 9:20. I usually only go for about another 40 minutes at most, with some exceptions being like last week where I was like, oh yeah, this is very difficult to do that with. Is he not on? I thought he'd be on. Darn, I wanted to go and raid him out. We can go and raid Hillhome. He's playing XCOM 2, which is the game I plan on completing after this game. Let me see if he's closing out soon. If not, we'll go and raid out. For anyone that hasn't raided with me before, here's the message. I know that we are going a little bit earlier than normal. I was planning on just picking up into a different game, but that was only if the game that I'm currently playing was only going to take about an hour and a half. This took me over 2 hours to finish up. And afterwards, give my whole rundown of everything. Even going through that 10-15 minute dialogue with the shopkeeper. So yeah, definitely, if you haven't raided with me before, please stick around and be a part of the raid. If you haven't followed me and you're here and you enjoy the cast, please tune in more often and feel free to follow me. I stream on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 7 o'clock p.m. to around 10 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The only exceptions is maybe if there's any D&D stuff, which I'll of course post on like Blue Sky, Discords, and stuff like that to let you know what I'm going to be doing. But for the most part, I play turn-based strategy games. I play RPGs like Sea of Stars. Haven't done a lot of single-player ones like this in a very long time, but I play other games like XCOM 2, Slay the Spire. I think there's a couple of other roguelikes that have come out recently that I'm interested in. I'll probably pick those up and play them a bit as well for us all to enjoy. I might go ahead and also go back and see a couple of RPGs or other individual experiences that I haven't completed, and we can complete them together. This was a very fun experience, and I feel like we did reach out to a lot of more people than normal. So I hope you all enjoyed this cast of Sea of Stars, the last one, at least for now, on this channel until the next DLC, which I'll probably do with Drew. But thank you guys. Really do appreciate it. We're going to go and raid out to Hillhome, who said he's playing XCOM 2, but he's actually playing Spelunky 2. Alright, sure. We'll raid out to Hillhome. Thanks again, guys. You all have a fantastic night, and I'll catch you all in the next cast on Friday. Until then, have a good one. Peace out.